Hey everybody, I'm Matt with Halloween Daily News. Welcome to the Halloween show. This is episode 13, and it's actually our last episode of the year, so I definitely want to thank you for all the support and for watching. Today is Friday, December 11th, 2020, and here are this week's headlines. Spirit Halloween surprised us again with yet another post-Halloween 2020 release, unveiling a new officially licensed Trick-or-Treat Funko Pop vinyl figure featuring Sam with his razor candy. This is the second Sam Pop figure to be released this year, following the deluxe Sam Pop with his jack-o'-lantern and trick-or-treat sack that was released this summer. Both versions are available exclusively from SpiritHalloween.com. Fans of Netflix's Chilling Adventures of Sabrina know that the lead character's birthday falls on October 31st, and the trailer for the upcoming final season of the series opens with everyone once again singing Happy Birthday to Sabrina. The 2018 first season of the popular series began on the eve of Sabrina's 16th birthday and her impending dark baptism of allegiance to Satan, and the action over the first 3 seasons seemed to have taken place over roughly 1 year of time in the show, with the new trailer and an earlier teaser suggesting it's come full circle to her 17th birthday. The final season of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina premieres on Netflix on December 31st, 2020. The first trailer for Marvel's new WandaVision series revealed that at least one episode will take place on Halloween, and now a new official poster further teases the Halloween setting once again. Reprising their characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, WandaVision stars Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch, and Paul Bettany as Vision. In the trailer, Vision is seen walking in the middle of a suburban street wearing his classic comic book costume on what appears to be Halloween night, with apparent trick-or-treaters in the background. In another clip, Catherine Hahn's neighbor character is wearing a witch costume, and now the new poster features a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin pail. WandaVision will premiere on January 15th, 2021 on Disney+. And while we're still about 10 months away from the return of Michael Myers in Halloween Kills, the highly anticipated sequel has already received its official R rating from the Motion Picture Association. HK has been rated R for what is described as strong, bloody violence throughout, grisly images, language, and some drug use. Halloween Kills is scheduled to be released on October 15th, 2021. And of course, you can read more about all of those stories right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com. Our main feature this week is a year-end review of all the top Halloween stories that we reported on in 2020. Check it out. The top story of the year was, of course, the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic, which affected pretty much every part of everyone's lives around the world in 2020, and Halloween was no exception. The year started off promising enough with news of a Halloween Kills test screening in Los Angeles in January, which by all accounts went really well and set the stage for what was going to be this year's biggest horror movie event. February brought the announcement that author Claribel Ortega's young adult Halloween novel, Ghost Squad, would be released in April, and that its feature film adaptation is already in development and will be a live-action hybrid. The story follows 2 outcast kids in St. Augustine, Florida, who accidentally awaken malicious spirits right before Halloween, and then have to fight the haunting to save their town. We spent Valentine's weekend at Mad Monster Party in Charlotte, where we got to hang out with our friend PJ Souls.
It's not like, oh gosh, this is 40 years from now, I'm going to be signing autographs. It's not something that you think of at all. It's just primarily, I think, especially after I saw the screening at the cast and crew screening and heard the music and saw the credits and realized the genius of John Carpenter. I was like, oh my God, he seemed like such a normal, nice guy. He was so soft-spoken. He plays in the band, he wrote that music, and then I thought even the opening credits was just as simple, the pumpkin. I'm like, wow, this is amazing, but you don't jump to, this is gonna make $1 gazillion, and this is gonna, live forever. I just didn't even think that. I was like, oh, I'm so happy to be in such a good movie.
And where we watched Roger Jackson explain how he found the voice of Ghostface.
The audition script was that first scene. and it's all right there. I read it, and it was there that he's got to be kind of sexy, so you put a little sexy color to it, and hey, hi. It's got to be interesting, keep her on the phone, because really what he's doing is playing cat and mouse. So he's got to maybe sort of nice sounding, kind of sexy, interesting, and then it's got to start to change a little bit when he's going, why, what do you think I said? Can you handle that, Blondie?
And at Mad Monster Party, we also met Gregory HALLOWS, founder of the Halloween Preservation Society.
Halloween's always been one of those things I've always enjoyed, the holiday, everything about it. So as I got older, I've always been a huge history nerd. So I started researching the history and the practices and where Halloween actually came from and how it became what it has become here in the United States. And I basically just want to share that knowledge with everybody.
Disney's Hocus Pocus sequel finally seemed to be gaining some real traction in early March when Adam Shankman was announced to be the director. Shankman previously directed Bedtime Stories, Rock of Ages, and What Women Want. All three original Sanderson sisters, Bette Midler, Kathy Najimy, and Sarah Jessica Parker, indicated later in the year that they are on board for the sequel. But by Friday the 13th of March, everything was quickly changing as an international pandemic brought the world to a halt and soon forced a complete lockdown. In early April, Halloween Kills was in the news again, but not because a teaser poster was released. It was because in response to a national shortage, Trancas Films, along with Blumhouse, Miramax, and Universal, donated their unused reserve of N95 face masks that were left over from the production of the film to New Hanover Regional Medical Center in Wilmington, North Carolina, where the sequel was filmed in 2019. But the pandemic was only getting started. By May, all of the horror conventions and Comic-Cons in the foreseeable future were canceled, although some would attempt virtual versions of their events. Haunt attractions were all forced to cancel or close, though a few would attempt drive-through experiences. The two biggest Halloween movies of the year, Halloween Kills and Terrifier 2, both had their release dates postponed. Halloween Kills was rescheduled for October of 2021, and a teaser was released in October to tide fans over. But Terrifier 2 was not even finished filming when the quarantine was ordered, and though it is mostly wrapped now, it has no release date yet. In June, Warner Brothers confidently announced that a new live-action feature film adaptation of Ray Bradbury's classic novel, The Halloween Tree, is in development, though little movement on the project has been made since. July saw the announcement of a comedy feature film in development for Disney Plus called Spooked, which will reportedly involve trick-or-treaters being transformed into the costumes they're wearing on Halloween night. A Stranger Things prequel comic book was also announced, taking place on Halloween before the first episode of the first season of the Netflix show. It was released in October. One of the coolest virtual events to happen this summer was the free DC Fandom event in August, where the first teaser for The Batman furthered rumors that the film, from director Matt Reeves and starring Robert Pattinson, is at least partly inspired by The Long Halloween. Fandom is also where it was announced that there would be an official two-part animated feature film adaptation of the landmark 1996-97 Long Halloween comic book story coming in 2021. The inevitable happened in September when the CDC advised against traditional trick-or-treating and other crowd-gathering Halloween traditions like parades and costume contests. This led to communities across the country hosting virtual Halloween parades and costume contests online. It also inspired the use of safe, socially distant chutes made of a hollow pipe decorated to fit the season as a way to get the treats and the candy to the trick-or-treaters who did venture out in their neighborhoods. October brought the release of a number of new Halloween movies for all tastes, but it was ultimately Adam Sandler's Netflix original comedy, Hubie Halloween, that ruled them all, becoming Netflix's most popular movie of 2020 in the US. Other highlights among the many Halloween movies released this year include the animated comedy Happy Halloween Scooby-Doo, co-starring Elvira, the young adult fantasy A Babysitter's Guide to Monster Hunting, also streaming on Netflix, plus the independent horror feature They Live Inside Us, which won Best Halloween Film at our own Halloween International Film Festival virtual edition, and the horror comedy Mass Hysteria, which won Best Feature Film at the Halloween International Film Festival. November saw another indie Halloween horror film, the low-budget slasher Black Pumpkin, announced for release on VOD in December. And the Smashing Pumpkins kept the Halloween celebration going with the release of their song Witch, containing references in the lyrics to Samhain and All Hallows Eve. As 2020 drew to a close, December brought us the Ghosts of Halloween Future, as Netflix's Chilling Adventures of Sabrina promised to revisit the holiday in its final season, dropping on New Year's Eve. And a poster and trailer have teased that we'll get our first look at Halloween in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the upcoming Disney Plus series WandaVision, premiering in January. And Halloween Kills, now less than 10 months away, has already received its official R rating for strong, bloody violence, with production on Halloween Ends expected to begin in early 2021. Unless, of course, the country is on lockdown again. It's been a hell of a year. Hey, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more original content. Join me this Monday for Michael Myers Monday live at 10:31 p.m. right here on the HDN YouTube channel. And we'll be back with more Halloween show episodes starting in January 2021. Until then, I'm Matt ARTZ for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching.